The Big Book of Law, Ethnicity and Discrimination. Why we need the law. What is racism and discrimination? There are many different groups of humans all around the world. This is one of the wonderful things about humans. We come in many different shapes, sizes, and skin colours. You might have heard people talk about ethnicity or ethnic groups, which can mean different things to different people. In this book, a group means people who share certain characteristics. This could be the same skin colour, the same culture and traditions, or families who originate from the same country, or all of these things together. These different groups of humans do not all look the same. In fact, no two humans are the same. All of us are different. Some have different skin colour, some have different traditions and beliefs, some are taller, some are shorter, some have blue eyes and some brown. Some have straight hair, some curly hair. We speak many different languages, plus much, much more. But sometimes people from one group are offensive to people from a different group. They might pick on them and might say nasty things to them, or they might bully them. This is all because they look different or behave differently. This isn't fair, and it isn't okay. We call this racism, which makes people feel upset, sad, and lonely. Of course, many people are very proud of their traditions, their beliefs, and the way they look. I hope you are proud of the way you look, and of the person you are. Are we really that different? Absolutely not. Scientists say that no matter what group you belong to, all humans have very similar DNA. Scientific evidence suggests that all humans come from the same ancient group in East Africa and evolved into different groups much later. No matter what ethnicity we are, we all have the same body parts. Organ transplants can be completely effective regardless of the ethnicity of the person they came from. Remember, we are more similar than we are different. So why do people have different skin colours? It's called melanin. All humans have melanin in their skin. Melanin is what makes skin colour pigments different. All humans have the same skin pigment, but people with darker skin have more melanin than people with lighter skins. So although our skin colours may be different, on the outside, genetically, we're all pretty similar. Why do we sometimes see racism? As we grow up, we learn and pick up on things from our friends, families, communities, schools, and sometimes even from the news or social media. If we haven't had the chance to interact with or learn from people who are different to us, we might believe racism is normal. But even if we don't mean to be nasty, our actions could still be wrong. For example, a joke or nickname which relates to someone's skin colour that you may have used with your friends, or phrases your family have used whilst you were growing up. Sometimes just one person in a group does something wrong and other people then blame the whole group. Do you think that's fair or nice? History. Why do we need the law? Racism and discrimination have meant that some groups of people have been treated in a superior way and had more opportunities in life than others, purely because of the colour of their skin or where their family originates from. A lot of racism comes from history. For centuries, white Europeans were in charge of much of the world and thought they were better than people from other countries. Over time, their white culture was seen as normal and anything else was seen as different. After World War II, lots of people from other countries and different ethnic groups were invited to come to Britain to live and work. In 1948, the British Nationality Act was made into a law and those people became British citizens, which means that they have the right to live and work in Britain. We are really lucky that our country has a mix of so many different cultures and backgrounds. It makes life much more interesting. However, when they arrived, many of these people faced discrimination and racism and were not given access to proper homes or jobs. This was because people who belonged to other groups did not want people with different colour skin or who were from different countries to live near or work for or with them. Some shops even had signs outside which said that black people, Irish people and dogs were not allowed to come inside. Can you imagine how horrible that made people feel? For many years, people from different backgrounds and ethnicities wanted everyone to be treated in the same way, so a number of movements and associations were formed. For example, the Civil Rights Movement was created to ensure everyone was treated equally. Other examples in Britain. Dr. Harold Moody established the League of Coloured Peoples in 1931. The Indian Workers' Association was founded in Coventry in 1937. The Bristol bus boycott took place in 1963. The British Black Panther Party was established in 1967. But until 1965, there were no laws in Britain which stopped people from being racist or treating others differently because of their ethnicity or the colour of their skin. Present day. What laws do we have now? How do they help? Over the last 60 years, laws have been passed which make it illegal to treat people differently or discriminate against them because of their ethnicity or colour of their skin. Some of the laws: Race Relations Act 1965, Race Relations Act 1968, Race Relations Act 1976, Race Relations Amendment Act 2000, Human Rights Act 1998. The Equality Act 2010. A law called the Equality Act 2010 brings together all of the rules in England and Wales on treating people equally, even if they may be different to you. This could be because of their race, religion, or gender. It is now against the law to do things like this to people just because they are from a certain ethnicity. Not give a person a house. Not teach them at school. Not give them a job. Not serve them in a shop. Under these laws, people of all ethnicities must be treated fairly and have equal opportunities. We are seeing more people from a range of ethnic backgrounds attending prestigious schools and holding high-level jobs in large corporate companies. Many industries now understand that people cannot be treated differently because of their ethnicity, and that differences are what make people special. But there is still work to be done. There are still many professions where fewer people from different ethnic groups are represented compared with the makeup of the British population. For example, jobs in the legal profession, education, politics, and business. Future. What might change and how? Britain has good laws to stop racism and discrimination. However, to really make a change, we should all understand why it's so important to follow the rules. If we all help each other to do the right thing, the world will be a better place for everyone. Sometimes discrimination can be very easy to spot. For example, if a restaurant says that a person cannot eat there because of the colour of their skin, this is unfair and it is discrimination. But there are other times when it might be harder to spot discrimination. For example, a rule which says everyone has to wear certain clothes to play a game. There might be one person who cannot play because it is against their culture or traditions to wear the type of clothes required. How do you think that person feels about being excluded from the game? Do you think this rule is unfair? If we try to see things from other people's point of view, we can help make things better for everyone. This is why it is important to talk to and keep learning from one another. Our differences make us stronger together. Final thoughts. Whatever the situation, if it seems like someone is being treated unfairly or differently because of their background or the colour of their skin, we should tell someone. If you are ever unsure, don't be afraid to ask. It is better to ask and to learn than to never ask at all. This way, we can make sure that the laws are working to protect everyone.